Did you know that we have a whole network of podcasts at mededmedia.com? Go check out one of our newest podcasts in the network, the Shortcoat Podcast, put on by the Iowa Carver College of Medicine. Their newest podcast talks all about why you should not sacrifice everything as a medical student. Go check out everything we do at mededmedia.com. This is the OldPreMeds podcast, session number 84. You're a non-traditional student entering the medical field on your terms. You may have had some hiccups along the way, but now you're ready to change course and go back and serve others as a physician. This podcast is here to help answer your questions and help educate you on your non-traditional journey to becoming a physician. Welcome back to the OldPreMeds podcast. If this is not your first time here, if it is your first time, welcome, and thank you for taking some time to listen. We take questions directly from the oldpremeds.org forums, which you can find, you guessed it, at oldpremeds.org. It's a site dedicated to non-traditional pre-med and medical students, and we take questions directly from that forum and answer them here on the podcast. But if you don't want your question answered on the podcast, that's okay too. You can go ahead and post a question in the forum, and there's a great community there to help answer your questions. Today, I have a great question from an active duty service member who's wondering about his chances of getting into medical school. And let's go ahead and break in. It says, "Hey guys, I've been a lurker for a long time and I always enjoy listening to the podcast. I felt like I should finally introduce myself and ask for some advice. I graduated with a bachelor's in health sciences in 2012. I spent some time working as a personal trainer until I joined the Navy in 2015. My service has opened my eyes and shown me that I want to become a physician and serve others. I'm hoping to get some advice from you guys. I have 3 years left on my enlistment. I've completed most of the prerequisites when I completed my degree in 2012. The classes are almost 5 years old. I still need to take OChem and physics. My GPA is 2.96 for my undergrad, and my science GPA is 2.7, so not the best. I also have an associate's for my medical lab tech that I received from my training in the Navy. My GPA for that is 3.3. I received this from George Washington University. I haven't taken the MCAT yet, but I plan on taking it in the next year and a half, after studying and preparing for it correctly. I know some people have gotten into med school with grades that are much older than mine, according to the podcast. Since I already have a bachelor's, I won't be able to get tuition assistance to pay for the classes I need, so I will be using the GI Bill or taking out private loans. My question is, should I just take OChem and physics and apply? If I do well in those classes and get A's in my science GPA, my science GPA should rise to a 3.1. As long as I do well in the MCAT, do you guys think I have a good chance of getting in? Or should I just start retaking all the prereqs again? I know that the update of grade replacement for ACOMAS won't help me much. I was hoping to use the GI Bill towards medical school or doing HPSP/USIS. My current work schedule doesn't allow me much time to take classes, so I was looking at UNE online, but that wouldn't allow me to apply to USIS. I've spoken to about 15 schools that say they would accept the online prerequisites if I took them that way. I'm not ruling out night classes either, but that would be very difficult because the nearest school is about an hour drive from my location. If you guys need any more info, let me know. Any advice will help. All right, so let's go ahead and dive in. First of all, thank you for your service. NDean20 is the username for this. So GPA 2.96 overall, and a science GPA of 2.7. So if you can get A's for OChem and physics and get up to a 3.1 for science, that's not too shabby. I don't know how that works, so math-wise, to go from a 2.7 to a 3.1 with only a few classes. So I would double-check the math on that, unless some of your medical lab tech classes are counting towards that science GPA as well. So the question is, just take OChem and physics or retake a lot of those prereqs as well? And I would probably go somewhere in between if it was me. My goal would be to get as high of a GPA as possible So not just taking OChem and physics, and taking more prereqs that you can get to raise the GPA and to not only raise the GPA, but also start prepping for the MCAT. Retaking those classes, doing well in those is going to provide you with a solid foundation for your MCAT prep. So that's how I would look at it. Now, another question here of online at University of New England versus going to a night class. If going to an online school, taking the online credits is the best option for you at this moment, I would look at that. There are a couple different options that you could do. You can do the online option and apply to those 15 schools or so that are okay with online classes. I would dig in and look around for more schools that are going to accept online courses. See if they actually will even if their public stance is they don't take online courses, email them, talk to them, say, hey, I'm active duty, here's my situation, can I take online courses, will you give me a pass on that, and see what they say. It never hurts to ask, go a little bit deeper than what you can find online. So that is one option. Another option is you just wait until you get out of your active duty commitment and then take your courses wherever you want, doing whatever you want, and then apply to medical school. It will delay things a little bit, but that is another option. Can you get in with a 3.1 GPA? Of course you can. Do well on the MCAT, have great letters of recommendations, write a killer personal statement, have good extracurricular activities. Of course you can. I actually got an email today from the wife of a former service member who was taking classes and got out and applied to medical school with a 3.0 something GPA, had a decent MCAT score, actually a good MCAT score, and got 2 acceptances to medical school. So can you get in with a lower GPA? Of course you can. But you have to remember that you are more, your application is more than just your MCAT and GPA. So you need everything else as well. Being a former service member, or current at this point, but former by the time you apply and are accepted and start medical school, that gives you a leg up on the competition. Having that military background gives you a ton of experiences that 99% of the population don't have. So again, thank you for your service and good luck on your journey. If you have a question, I would love for you to go to oldpremeds.org and ask away. Sign up for an account. It's free, it's easy, and you can do it tonight. And then your question could possibly be answered here on the podcast. We'll see you next week when we talk about a non-trad who first attempted college and left with a 1.8 GPA. Have a great week. We'll see you next time here at the Old Pre-Meds podcast and Med Ed Media.